Alright, hey you guys. First of all, before I get started, I don't have a tripod, so if this video is super shaky, I apologize. I'm not a luthier or a cinematographer, so hopefully you're here for the tips and not the production value. But I'm going to show you some tips on how to install this LR Baggs M1 Active is the one that I got. In your acoustic guitar that does not have a pickup. I have my old Yamaha. I wanted to put a pickup in, and if you're like me and you're maybe just a little bit handy, but you're still just kind of unsure if this is something that you can do. I guess I'm just going to kind of give you the simple kind of notes for a dummy, which is I'm watching videos on YouTube and I'm like, I wish somebody would just spell this out like for a dummy, So these are the things that you will need. You'll need some masking tape. Obviously, you'll need your pickup. I went ahead and put a fresh battery in. Your peg winder. My guitar needed new strings anyway, so what I did was just loosened them, took the bridge pins out, put the strings to the side, left them hooked up to the tuners, put the pickup in, and then put the strings back on and tested it. That way I didn't have to loosen a new set of strings. So this is the drill bit that I bought to drill the end there. It was like 20 bucks, but it worked perfectly. It goes to 1/2 inch, which is the size that this particular pickup requires. Obviously, check whichever one you're using. This is my drill. It's just a little cheap, I think a $20 one from Walmart, so you don't need anything special. If your guitar is like mine, you probably didn't have a pickup, but you might have had one of these guys end to end to put your strap on, so you've already got a hole. If not, you may want to drill a pilot hole. Again, I'm not a woodworker, so I don't know. That's not something that I had to deal with. But you're gonna want to get a 1/4 inch dowel. I got mine at Home Depot. I think it was 80 cents, and this was really pretty useful. So what you're going to do is put a piece of masking tape over the end there where you've pulled your bridge pin out, and you're going to take your drill and drill it all the way through. Now the thing about this tapered bit is that if you don't go all the way through and you look in there, it's still going to look flush and still like look like you did it right. But when you try to pull your piece there through, it's not gonna, and that was something that kind of gave me a headache for a few minutes. So make sure that you're all the way through. Okay, then you're going to put your wood dowel through here, and it's 1/4 inch, so you can actually push it into the end of this input jack. And now this thing right here, you're going to adjust this end of it so that it holds inside the guitar, and you want just the threaded piece sticking out. And I don't know if I can actually do this with just one hand while I hold the tablet here, but if you get your dowel and you got your hole drilled and you go to pull this bad boy through and you think, oh man, my tail block's too thick, it's not going to fit, what am I going to do? Don't freak out, because this piece is adjustable, and it may, if you're like me, it may take you 15 minutes to notice it and you're standing here freaking out. Okay, so I was able to do that. Look at that. So you just pull that through right there, and the cool thing about it being the 1/4 inch is that you can actually put your washer and your nut here, just right over the end of the dowel, and you would tighten that up using your tool. You don't want to tighten it down too hard, obviously, and crack the finish on your guitar, but then you would, put this last little piece on there, which is your, hold your strap. And what I did was measured the depth with my marker once I could see how deep my tail block was, and then adjusted that accordingly. So I saved myself a little bit of a headache. Your next step that you're going to do is this thing will hook up to the actual pickup, and then you just kind of put it on there like that. I think these things come with some kind of clamps and clips and stuff so that you can secure the wire to the inside, like to the inside of the guitar, and make it all nice and neat. But I bought mine used from a guy off eBay, and it didn't come with that stuff, but that's okay. And then you just take your screwdriver and tighten these guys down. Again, obviously use your best judgment on that. You don't want to go too tight and crack your guitar. And